There's a big dark cloud over AI when it comes to sustainability.
People tend to do a lot of mystery around AI. It's complicated, it's long, etc.
Without the proper ingestion of data, your AI platforms will fail.
Thank you so much, and I invite my colleagues to come here. So I am Xavier Poisson. I am leading globally the service provider business at Hewlett Packard Enterprise. And today, what I want to do with you is just a bit to have a look, not at the theory, but what is happening on the market itself. Because we speak about AI, it's not a theory. It is just being done by service providers. And at one point of time, I thought it was very interesting just to have the feedback of the people who have done it, who are serving their own customers, how they have been crossing the chasm, because there are good, the bad, and the ugly. They have been successful. I wanted you to get to know how you can build this kind of AI offering as a service provider very quickly and dynamically. Very importantly, what you see there, this is the reality of the enterprise market. The enterprises have to face a lot of hurdles just to enter into the world of AI. And something that is fully missed by a lot of vendors and a lot of enterprises is what I call the materiality of AI. 5 kilowatt per rack, it does not work. 10 kilowatt per rack, it does not work for AI. So it means that the capabilities, the technology from the data center itself needs to be different. And enterprises have not this capacity in their data center. This is a big opportunity for service providers. Now, when you look at, do I have data scientists? Do I know where I need to find them? These are also a big burden for the enterprise market. Sovereignty, regulation, how I cope with that? These are also topics very complicated for them. And there is also the new architectures required for AI. This is a different paradigm. You don't do AI as you do cloud. You heard from different speakers before the complexity of architecture to build sustainable AI. And last but not least, how you get the right pricing for your energy. How you can manage contracts with providers to make it happen. All of that are a lot of hurdles for the end user customers. And this is the reason why, when you look at that, service providers have a game to play. Because not only they may have the data center fitting with the right capabilities, but also most of them are doing a good job to discuss with vendors like Hewlett Packard Enterprise to really build their offering. And I would argue that if you are a service provider wanting to enter into AI, you need also to take care about 3 other things. How you build your ecosystem of ISVs around you, in your countries or in your regions. First point, which is very important. Second, how you build the right capability for AI advisory and consulting. Look, 75% of the customers today, they don't know what they will do with AI. This is the reality. If you, as service providers, you do not embrace these consulting capabilities, they will be lost. But you can do it, either doing it by yourself or partnering with consulting companies in your countries to make it happen. I just wanted to frame this first, because we are going to discuss with my panelists that I will introduce now. And this is based around all of this, that together we have been able to create solutions. And you will see it's different use case by use case. There are different ways to go to the creation of these offerings. So I welcome today Danny from DataVita, the CEO of DataVita. Elena from G-Core. So DataVita is a service provider in the UK. So you see we are very diverse in the UK. And Elena is in Germany, and we have also Hans from Uniserver, who is in the Netherlands. So probably, Hans, I will start with you. So you have been a cloud provider. Can you a bit explain your company, what you do, your size, and why you decided to go to AI?
Well, we are a Dutch cloud service provider, and we have been in this space since 2008. Then we call it, of course, mission critical hosting, and we grow big in running VMware workloads. And the past 4 or 5 years also growing big in Kubernetes containers. We're only operating in the Dutch market at this point. And we see in growing demand for AI, especially sovereign secure AI as a alternative for working with commercial models like Copilot, for instance.
Okay, so you decided first. You need to say to the crew here that you are a special service provider because you do not sell only direct; you sell also indirect.
That's correct. Our business model, distribution model, is that we deliver our cloud services to MSPs, managed service providers, that put on top of that their own managed services or their application management services or anything. So we are a part of their offering then to their end customers. And also we provide our platform services to ISVs. So we work with a lot of ISVs in the Netherlands that look for a sovereign platform and where they can scale very easy. So that's our distribution model.
Which is very interesting because when we speak about ecosystem, even in the cloud industry, what we see now is that there is a kind of specialization coming. We see that. So I manage 10,000 service providers across the world. And I look at these specializations of the service providers, and it's very interesting to see the evolution of Uniserver providing, infrastructure on platform as a service to service providers that would put the layer on that. I just mention it because in the case of AI, this may be very interesting for you guys if you want to think first how you could build the same, but also you could use the infrastructure which is already ready, not in order you do not invest on the hardware, but you put the layer on top on AI directly. But you decided to go for AI. Why?
Well, first of all, we see a lot of demand for sovereign and secure AI as an alternative for commercial models. That's one, and of course, AI is also requiring compute and storage. That in the essence is our business. We do GPUs for a long time together with NVIDIA and Hewlett Packard Enterprise. And it's all about, let's say, moving up in the value chain, right? And we started as IaaS player, and we're now looking more and more to delivering platforms. So that's also how we look to AI. So not only delivering GPUs as a service, but add something on top of that. And bridging, let's say, the gap to the use case, to the implementation, which is with AI per definition in the business. And from an infrastructure perspective, the business, that's a big leap to cross.
And by the way, it was interesting because you decided to go in the AI space, relying on your IaaS first, but then you acquired a company, you made the effort to take the resources I was discussing before around business consulting, data scientists, and so on. Can you explain the journey a bit?
Yeah, that's because we decided to move up in that value chain and deliver a platform instead of only infrastructure. We acquired a company that has a data engineering and data science capability to help us design a AI stack, a software stack on top of that infrastructure layer. And so it's a platform that can be used for data science to build that use case, right? So that was for us very strategic to acquire that company and have that capability, so we could make a AI platform that is easy to use for the business.
Yeah. So how long it took to you to build all of that?
Sorry?
How long?
That
you
took
to
us
build
about 6 months.
6 months. So this is the reality also of AI building. People tend to do a lot of mystery around AI. It's complicated, it's long, etc. So when you take the right capabilities at the right moment, 6 months to build it is not long at all. So today, you have customers coming on the platform. How is it working?
Well, we have to introduce the Fuse AI platform early last year. And we have now the first implementations, especially in healthcare, public sector, finance sector.
Finance.
Because we're looking especially for demand organizations who care about their data protection and their data sovereignty. And that's the industries that have a lot of demand for such a platform to build, let's say, AI agents or ChatGPT-like functionality, but then in a closed parameter, so in a sovereign parameter.
So in fact, this is a way to build your capabilities. So purchasing hardware, purchasing in this case a company on data scientist and capabilities of consulting, aggregating, building everything together, and in 6 months moving to the market. So this is a way to do it. Now, if I look at another way to do it, what we advocate also is that if you're a service provider today, you have less money than last year, and you will have less money next year. Why? Because we all know that with inflation and with the rationalization of cost, you need to face the dilemma of using better the money. And at the end of the day, if you look at the 100 budget you may have today, what do? You build something, you operate something, you innovate, or you put the money for selling. What I can tell you is that, and we have been living that remember the era of the VMware story of last year here at the CloudFest. Most of the people, MSPs, have started to do a lot on building and managing, on lagging behind on innovation and on selling. So when we embraced at the level of HPE the world of AI, what we decided to do is to build a special offer for service providers in order that we can cut the cost of building and we can cut the cost of operating, in order that the service providers can focus only, I would say quite only, on innovation, marketing, and sales. How we did that? This is a bit what I want, because the second way, Hans did it with a do-it-yourself approach. Now there is another one, and this is what I want to unveil today and discuss with my friend Danny Quinn from DataVita. So, Danny, you come from the UK, Scotland, I would say.
Yes.
Scotland, yeah. Can you tell us a bit who is DataVita? Because it's different things, DataVita.
Yes, so we are owner-operators of large-scale AI-ready data centers based in Scotland. So we have incredibly green energy there. We also have abundant access to it. At the moment, we are not a data center market as a whole, so there's lots of expansion opportunities. That's one side of the hat. We also
but also very, very energy efficient data center.
Yes.
The best energy efficiency in all UK.
Absolutely. Our weather is rubbish in Scotland. It's really, really bad. And the only thing it's good for is growing potatoes and running data centers, apparently.
So, but you are also a service provider.
Yes, on the other hand, we have a brand called National Cloud, and we specialize heavily in data sovereign cloud platforms. So we are seeing a lot of cloud repatriation at the moment. We see a lot of customers care about this, so we've designed bespoke services to meet that demand.
So you decided also to go to AI, correct?
Yes.
Why?
So having AI-powered data centers, we've been dragged into that market. And like Hans, we are, by mistake, we are getting dragged up the value chain somewhat. So time and time again, we are seeing customers come across the same issues when they're trying to get to proof of value for their AI platforms. The first one that we see is our sales cycle ourselves. So as an industry, I think we need to be very aware of how we're trying to sell technology. This isn't backup as a service. It's not another cloud platform that customers have a lot of experience in. They are still getting to know and understand the technology. They're wanting to test, they're wanting to innovate. They're not looking for long-term commitments, which goes against the sales cycles of people like me. Very often when they're going through that testing phase, they're hitting complexity and they're also hitting real concerns about when they're trying to use their data. The next area where we're seeing these proof of values fail is around the customer's data. I think most organizations would admit that when it comes to ingesting your most sensitive data into AI platforms, the maturity around governance processes, security policies, security frameworks simply don't exist. And to get value out of AI, you need your own data. So we've got two forces working against each other. We've got security on the one hand, then we've got the POV on the other side. Cost is also a concern for organizations. So barrier to entry for AI is incredibly cheap. You can go on for £20 and get a ChatGPT subscription. But barrier to value for AI, particularly when you're using your own data, and I keep repeating the place about your own data because that's critical. It's like Pandora's box. As soon as you introduce your own data, the cost and complexity just multiplies. Then we have sustainability. So there's a big dark cloud over AI when it comes to sustainability just now. There's a lot of companies doing very good work to understand their digital carbon emissions. Some industries are now very heavily regulated on this subject, but when it comes to AI, the big providers are not providing the transparency in terms of the amount of carbon, the amount of water, and the other key metrics that get going. So we have actually seen some projects get stifled by their sustainability drive. But with this, so that's the issues. Where there's issues, there's opportunity. And with HPE PCI AI, we think we found a platform that addresses most of these.
Yeah, so 2 points on that. First, and we have here some service providers who have done the job with the Hewlett Packard Enterprise to build their AI capabilities. But in the past 2 years, my experience is to tell you that when you have built your capabilities, it takes between 6 and 9 months to close a project to production for a service provider. I mean a national or regional one. And the key criteria is if you have your platform already, you can close it in 6 months. If you have not, you will lose the customer. Because once you have taken the customer with your data scientist, your business consulting, and so on, and that the customer is interested, that he wants to detect and execute on this use case, you need to do it immediately. If not, the customer goes to another service provider. And this is the lessons learned. So this is the reason why with HPE Private Cloud Enterprise AI, we have built a solution which is from the hardware up to the software layers can cope with all the AI topics, language, tabular, vision, whatever, all the software. So this is a co-creation between HPE and NVIDIA that we announced some months ago. And this is a product that can come into different buckets, small, medium, large, extra large. It's not, I have built an architecture that I can ship to you. No, it's not do it yourself. It's not all of that. It is a product co-designed between HPE and NVIDIA. And exactly as was said by Danny, the interest for service providers on that is that they can take this solution. They have not to build and operate. It is self-managed. And they can focus on innovation, getting the customer in, and selling. So my idea was really, and this is something I want to tell you guys, I want to have one service provider with this kind of solution everywhere in the world, in one country, in every single country in the world. Because we are pushing towards service provider the demand, because the enterprise market cannot do it. So what we did with Danny is that we looked at everything that he said, around the sustainability, moving different architecture, having the consulting, and so on. I'm very, very happy to announce today that we have private cloud AI at the disposal of all the customers in the UK and for every kind of service provider who want to test private cloud AI, inject data, because this is a very big headache, you know, to inject the data. So DataVita will be able to offer that to all of you guys. If you want to test, just call him. He will be able to do it with you. Okay? And by the way, it was ticking all the boxes that we have been discussing just before, Danny, correct?
Yes, absolutely. When we are looking to build these platforms, it's really core to us about our underlying principles that are met. So the first one is round about security. For us, is critically important. Having partners like NVIDIA and HPE co-develop a platform and put these security frameworks together, allow us to focus on the areas that we're good at, which is the operation, innovation, and delivering technology as a service, but it still provides our customers, who are enterprise customers, with the transparency that they know that their data is absolutely safe. The flexibility of the platform was a real key aspect for us as well. Pretty much every project that we've been involved in over the piece, they're all different. So one of the issues we have in AI at the moment is we are trying to force customers into T-shirt size solutions. This platform allows us to have a high level of flexibility without compromising the security frameworks that we've been put on top of it. Simplicity is another key one as well. We are able to bring to market extremely quickly the proof of value. So again, we are aiming to get customers to that value as quickly as possible. They don't need to worry about the underlying complexity, but more importantly, they don't have to worry about their underlying data and how it's ingested into that platform. The data sovereignty piece is massive for us. Most of our customers come to us because we can guarantee data sovereignty. The ability within the HPE PCI platform to have complete separation between management and the actual underlying data is fundamental for our customers to move forward with AI, and that instantly removes a lot of blocks. And the last one that we build on is about sustainability. We are very vocal in DataVita about what other people are doing wrong within the market. So hyperscalers typically underreport their carbon emissions by about 90% when it comes to their online dashboards. So it's very important to me that we are transparent. And with the granular analytics, we are able to provide down to the core level, the GPU core level, how much carbon that customer is using for both Scope 1, Scope 2, and Scope 3 emissions.
So, ticking the box everywhere.
Yes.
Thank you, Danny. So, can build a do-it-yourself, as we discussed with Hans, take a fully pledged solution, a product that has been co-developed by HPE and NVIDIA to go very, very fast on the market. But this is at the core, I would say. Now, if you look at the use cases of AI, and especially inferencing that has been a lot discussed today, this is the question of the edge. So the topic is how, if you have built your AI factory, like Hans or Danny, and that you have in another country, your customer wants to deploy their inferencing use cases connected to your cloud, how you do that? So this is a bit that what I want to discuss with Elena. Thank you, Elena, to be with us today. So you are the managing director of G-Core in Germany. What is G-Core?
Hello. G-Core is a global cloud provider and also CDN and AI infrastructure.
Content Delivery Network, CDN.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
So it is very likely that maybe most of you are already used G-Core services without even knowing it. The company was founded about 10 years ago as an infrastructure backbone for a global gaming company. Today, they provide cloud, CDN, content delivery network, and AI infrastructure with everywhere inference to many of companies that have all of sides and also across a wide range of industries, from gaming and entertainment to telcos, fintech, and e-commerce. Many of our solutions are still in development with in the world largest streaming platform, social networks, and digital enterprises. GCOR vision is to connect world to AI anytime, anywhere.
So in fact, GCOR has built a very, very broad content delivery network. So it was done for the videos, as it was said. So the next step is to solve the equation I was just mentioning before. How a customer, a big bank, for instance, was the headquarters in France or in Netherlands and has subsidiaries in Singapore, how the subsidiary in Singapore can really connect to the center in Europe to run AI, Gen AI, and so on without issues of latency. So what we decided to do is to partner with GCOR to really use this CDN infrastructure to build sub-networks inside this CDN, content delivery network architecture, to enable the service providers who have built something, let's say, in London, not to have to replicate it in Singapore, but instead of using kind of caching mechanism in order that inferencing can happen. So what are the solutions we're going to deliver?
So our next solution is Everywhere Inference. It's an accelerator-agnostic solution for managed infrastructure, AI infrastructure. So it streamlines for inference development, management, performance tuning, and scaling. So with our smart routing, we minimize latency to provide really in few minutes your inferencing contact across the world through our 118 point of presence. And we direct the request to the nearest GPU or to the user's destinations. Instead of depending just on few large data centers, we use our network to distribute the content also to the nearest POPs, and you have, of course, low latency if you distribute it very fast. And with GCOR solution and HPE together, so you can just run your models very quick, deploy infrastructure, and just in few clicks, you can already run your application.
So the purpose of Hewlett Packard Enterprise within this AI world is really to work very closely with the software vendors, as you can imagine, and the next coming technology. And we are already thinking about the next step of this inferencing at the edge on the latency issues, because we have already some cases to fix around that. And thanks to the HPE ProLiant servers that we combine with the software of GCOR, we can put as kind of relays in the different POPs the right infrastructure without having to duplicate what is in the AI factory of the service provider. So if you are interested in that, this is something I'm sure Elena can discuss with you. And also coming back to private cloud enterprise AI, we want also to install a global orchestration of all the network that would be created combining the forces of HPE and GCOR on top of private cloud enterprise AI. And by the way, I believe this is just being announced at the big conference in the US, GTC, that is happening this week also. So I wanted to thank you. Perhaps one word, if you have an advice to give, because you have done the job. So each of you, if you have a feedback to give to service providers here, what is the main topic you would give? Hans.
Well, I would say invest in data science and data engineering capability to cross the bridge to the actual use case and add value to that.
Elena?
Go for ready-to-use solution. It's a quicker way.
invest in consulting and data scientists, avoid to build yourself. And you?
It's focus on data. Without the proper ingestion of data, your AI platforms will fail.
Thank you. Thank you so much for everything we do together, guys. And I wish all of you a fantastic end of the event. It was my pleasure to be with you. And if you want to see what we are proposing, we have a full booth, of course, in the expo. And we are very happy to discuss with you as requested. Goodbye.